Yeah, that I think it's Koikva or someone. No, it's Pycat. Have you seen Pykat's Juggernaut set?
Hmm?
Pycat basically has no items on his Juggernaut except for one really
He's one ugly mask, right?
ugly mask from
Yeah,
like
yeah, I've seen that
2013.
before.
It's like a 4-year-old mask that just looks atrocious, but that's what he likes, and that's what he wears. So, we'll let him do what he wants. Right, Ajit, let's have a look then. Let's have a looky loot. So he's got the Exalted Bladeform Legacy, that's the old that's the Arcana. And then Shoulders of the Bladeform Aesthete, or Aesthete. Interesting.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Pretty sure.
Blade of Endless Power with 4 different gems inside of it.
Oh. Dude.
Okie dokie.
The blade of endless power.
Have you done a What the Duck with Sons fan recently?
No.
He just rubbed off on you.
I did have to do a stupid thing with him, his community hero project. Maybe
Yeah. That's what's got you going.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. This smoke pops now. They know there's someone just behind these trees somewhere, but they're not coming around. The pings come out, and it looks like Execration again, very, very afraid of Fire Dragoon playing aggressively into the jungle, so we see exactly the same thing. Chemo moves forward. He'll be the sacrifice found by everyone. Telekinesis back into the spin. An orb forward. A few little clicks in will secure the kill, so we're going to get themselves 2 bounty runes and a first blood, same as the first game. Are they going to go aggro again, Trent?
They're going aggro, Jug, Rubik, roaming Night Stalker. Puck's going to be top lane up against the Visage, and it's Bat Rider versus Brood in the mid. Now, if I recall correctly, the last time I saw this matchup, the Bat Rider got handled. And I was like, this seems okay. I mean, this could go well for him, but no. I mean, the spiders, they're pretty tanky. And you can move them away from the napalm. It's definitely not as easy as it looks. Like, your brain thinks things like, oh, okay, well, he's just going to burn up all the spiders. But, like, look, he's just spamming napalm right now, hoping he hits. He doesn't even have a sentry. All right, that courier better have a sentry. There's no sentry.
Yeah, I remember having this when I was in Peru doing the LAN over there. There was a Broodmother against a Bat Rider matchup, and I was sitting with Ira and talking to him about it, and we both just looked at each other and we were like, how does this lane actually go? And we start thinking, well, hang on, well, Firefly has 40-second cooldown, so burning Spiderlings isn't going to be efficient. Well, bot lane will come back to this in a second. Gabby has gone on with a spin forward from Arjit, a few little punches. This might be the death of the Juggernaut, though, as they trade lives. Then he tried to pop a salve in the end, but it's not going to work out, so 1 for 1. Juggernaut's going to have to TP back down to this lane. Things starting off in a very unusual way. But, yeah, like, Firefly, 40-second cooldown, and we kind of came to the conclusion that you have to go, like, max Flame Break. If you actually want to deal with Spiderlings, if you want to farm Spiderlings and deal with Brood, you have to max Flame Break, because Firefly just doesn't do the job.
Man, he's running out of mana fast. I guess he's the Drow at the very least to help out. So you can do things like deny range creeps, which are usually a pretty big problem for Bat Rider.
This bottom lane is an absolute mess, though. No one's farming. Jug has 2 last hits. Drow has 2 last hits. No one is able to hit the creeps. They're just trying to kill each other over and over again. Dearie me. 2 points in the webs here for the Brood Mother. Increase that HP regen by just a little bit. And not going to go for the Spiderlings. Not maxing them anyway just now. We'll want the Soul Ring to come out before you start with those. So it makes a lot of sense. But the one lane we haven't really looked at, top lane, 6 and 4, 6 and 3, both trading farm, but not efficiently at all. What a weird game.
It really is. These are some of the odder lanes you guys are going to see today, I'm sure. And I know there's like a billion qualifiers going on. Still a little disappointed we didn't get an elk, though. Not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Arcane Rune. 48 mana voids. Let me chuck a couple of those your way.
He just stole a creep from them, you know? He's stealing these neutrals. Execration, they've been shoved away from their bottom lane. Everyone's retreating. Nowhere is safe. Trying to take this little stack, but the jungle is going to go over to FDG. There's another little snipe out from Adam with the void. Is anyone farming yet on this lane? 7-6, 6-1. Arjit's at least getting a few denies in, so it's going to boost up the experience gain of this aggressive tri lane from them. But overall, Trent, is anyone getting the upper hand, or is this just teams slogging it out in these lanes? Okay, here we go. We'll come back to that question in a second as the Shackles onto Rubik, trying to keep RR alive, and well, he'll get the kill initially, but they spin onto two, Lumic and RR, both in trouble. Lumic will survive, and Carapace is back, a bit of damage from the Orb of Venom. Adam, claritying up, holds onto the Void, cancels out the animation of it. But yeah, is anyone winning, or is this just it's just a mess?
I mean, I think the longer that the Radiant are behind, the game just feels awful. Because even if, let's say it's, I don't know, 12 minutes in, and the Dire are behind, what's going to happen? The Drow draft is going to start using a Blink Dagger or something on the Bat Rider, and then they're going to try and get some kills and stuff, and then Broodmother's getting in the lane and pushing just as fast as your whole team. So it's not going to matter. They're going to try and 5-man or something. I don't see it going all too well for the Radiant in this situation. And this Bat Rider, by the way, he has gone for the 3-point sticking napalm. So that's kind of his solution. Oh.
Well, I thought something was going to happen there, but it started with like Shackles and a Gust, and then everyone disengages and runs away. No one feeling...
Oh, man. Look at Alacrity, too. Look, he's cleared out. He pushes the wave, and he heads up the Ancient... Oh, Courier! You better run.
Yellow.
That's a bottle. That would have been bad.
Doesn't have his Blightstone just yet. Needs to pick that up very shortly as Bat Rider starts with a napalm. So he's not going to go for any points in Flame Break. Maybe
kind of hilarious that neither of them brought sentries.
Well, I guess Broodmother would as a response.
Yeah, well, Brood almost always brings one mid too.
Yeah, I guess so. Don't want to put your
kind
support
of comical.
under pressure. The economy is in disarray right now, Trent. You know.
Oh yeah, I know. It's been a rough couple of years. Oh well, now that I've killed those ancients, excuse me. I'm just gonna come and kill these ones. As Dire Broodmother is just so good in the mid lane. My God, constant pressure. Like if they're Radiant Broodmother, they're farming those ancients and stuff. But like then I don't know. It's harder to push the wave. They're further apart. These things are like right next to each other.
Yeah, we used to see Dire Broodmother just farming this medium camp, and that's how it started. It was like, oh, I'm mid. Near my tier 1, there's a medium camp. I'm going to farm this. Easy peasy. And then players started kind of realizing, like you're saying, you just shove the lane, farm both ancients, and you're
how about
using
3
your
ancients
nicely as well. Once you got another. Well,
he's farming his own.
Oh, jeez. Gabby died bottom lane. He was left alone. The 2 supports now looking for Adam, but he is a tanky Night Stalker during the night time. He's going to turn around on you here. He's going to try and battle you. Rasta slowed by the Void. There is no silence, though. Just the Hunter in the night. Oh, Yang looking for the lift, and he gets it as well with a Fade Bolt. He's silenced. He won't get the damage in. Arjit tries to find the final swipe onto RR, but the Bat Rider with the lasso comes through. Yang gets the kill, but Adam going to get his life taken away by the Radiant. With the healing ward here, Arjit should be able to survive for long enough to get away, and then in the meantime, we do miss out on the kill up at top, as I think this is going to stop. We'll get to the shrine, they'll be just fine, as Raging Potato, very low HP. Looks like the puck maybe tried to play with a Dream Coil, yeah. But the birds, the familiars, way too strong with a Blightstone for Raging Potato.
Oh, Shaman, why?
Why
That's so cute. Why did you come back with 0 HP anywhere near a Rubik? Oh, Bat Rider tried to come down and help. He gets the regen rune, so he'll be able to fire himself back up after this. But Broodmother, once again, farmed the wave mid, farmed your ancients. Now she's farming her ancients, and oh, she's almost at 4k gold because those last hits, well, they're ancients last hits.
4,000 net worth. Dear me. And what's that Deso now? 700 gold away? It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's going to be the Matuma Man build, right? Deso, Mom, BKB. Gonna be a real threat as this game gets on, especially. Now, I asked you that question earlier on about how these lanes are trading and who you think is kind of coming out on top, winning or losing, or just breaking even. And Drow Ranger is level 4, 8 minutes in. Level 4, you've only got 2 points in the aura, nowhere near the ulti, nowhere near a Treads or a Dragonlance or anything, so you're not putting pressure onto these towers as much as you would like. It honestly feels like Raging Potato in this game is going to be the key hero to look out for. This Visage has to do a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of
yeah, him and the Bat. A lot of pressure on Batrider. I don't think he can go drums this game. I think he has to go blink first. Has to find some kills. I have to track down this draft. They got to pop that Broodmother Pinata like 4 times. Get a bunch of gold out of it. Pressure into some towers. Find roast for themselves. It is possible for the Radiant draft for sure. Especially once we start getting the marksmanship. Damage goes up a little bit more. Level 6 on Lumix is going to be very important to the Nyx Assassin. Level 6 on the Shadow Shaman is going to be very crucial as well to their pushes. But James in the mid lane, he has the Firefly up as they start this off. Silence is not there yet. He's only level 3 in the Night Stalker.
He's maybe going to kill Adam here. Does find it. Alacrity actually runs away and doesn't want to secure the trade onto the bat as Arjit bottom lane as that's happening mid. They go for a battle 2 for nothing down here.
Wow, he didn't even Omni.
Oh,
it was only spin. I assumed that was going to be like the Omni kill, you know?
Yeah, just the dream call from Puck helping get that spin in. And where does Drow Ranger go? Top lane. Push tier 1 team. Let's do something. Let's make some action happen. Come on. Come on, we can do this. Get me my level 6. Let's go and make a push. But now your Brood has Deso. Tier 1 mid, likely to fall soon. Tier 1 bottom lane, shoved by Arjet and Death's Armor, which means they
doesn't even have...
No, Akil.
How do you farm Deso so fast that not a single component comes to you? Like these guys been sitting mid with poor man's shield and soul ring.
I mean, he had what do you have? He had the first
this
missile.
Batrider's like, in for a rude awakening.
I mean, he's dead. Straight up, obliterated. Removed from the game. And now this tier 1 mid going to be under pressure. Deso with a bunch of spiderlings come out. They do get the tier 1 top for the Drow Ranger now, though. Heading into level 6, but farming very aggressively on his top lane. I guess they've seen that multiple heroes have shown. Pucker bottom lane eyeing up the Nyx Assassin. Yang hiding about in the shadows as well, but tier 1 falls middle lane, and now this entire area, this entire box here, all belongs to Broodmother. This is Broodmother's. Everything. It's the Dire team. It's owned by them.
You gotta add this on, don't forget. That's the Roche pit.
Oh yeah.
Gotta make sure that's there. Dude, he was waiting so long back there on Yang for them to find that opportunity on the Nyx Assassin. But he will pay for it with the Batrider quickly coming in with that Blink Dagger. So grabs his first Blink kill and he still has the lasso. So that is a pretty big deal for the Batrider actually. And now he needs to find Broodmother. They need to smoke, they need dust, and they just hunt Brood. I don't think there's any question about the current plan. The smoke's already on the Shadow Shaman. Visage is going to point this or push this out, and they might even get spotted because they're probably going to end up smoking around this Dire Observer ward.
Oh yeah, very nice. I was just watching the Broodmother farm an ancient camp. It was Prowlers, of course, and with what, like 20 spiderlings or something, you move up, you attack the Prowlers, and the big one manages to root the actual Broodmother. Just like, hello, you are a hero. I'm going to target you.
Oh, they smoked in here, so it wasn't actually seen.
Broodmother's going to pop it though.
Hey, look, exactly what we figured.
Do they have any way to get onto him? There's the blink. Okay, Lasso is there. Broodmother found and killed. Nicely done. There's the pick-off.
So needed.
Dragoon have no response.
Drow's not here though, so it's a little bit slower, but the birds are here, so tower pressure begins. Also, they just fortified when the birds had already lost all their damage, so he could have refreshed if he wants. But he's saving the stun. And they have the precision aura being applied to them currently.
Yeah, 28 bonus damage. Drow Ranger got level 6. Oh, it's 12 minutes in and Drow is level 6. How are we looking like overall level-wise? I mean, Shadow Shaman's 4.
Yeah.
So is the
Nyx
Night
is 6
Stalker.
though, which is pretty good.
And then you've got Brood at the top, Puck at 10, Juggernaut does have a bit of catching up to do, but he was in that aggro tri lane, so it's kind of expected for him to be where he's at.
Brood is double the level of Drow. It's actually crazy. Okay, so the fact that Brood got that Deso is mega bad still, because her split push is going to be extremely fast. So once again, they need the lasso. They need to pick off. By the time Brood's actually back and in the lane, it's only 30 more seconds until the lasso is off cooldown. So James, they have to just do it again. Don't really have a choice. You have to smoke and lasso, and there's already another smoke on the Shadow Shaman. He would love to be there for the experience. Nyx Assassin could just try and scout out the Broodmother himself too.
Great
scan. And they probably need defensive sentries. Oh, that is a nice scan. But yeah, I would like to see some Ob Sentries combo somewhere around the mid lane for the Dire to try and spot out where Nyx is, because he should be looking for Brood.
Yeah, more of this. More of this. Nyx goes invis. Vendetta's forward. He is holding onto some dust here. So if the Broodmother shows...
Oh, look, she just saw Nyx with that combo, though. I didn't even notice that was there. That's exactly what they need. This is like the perfect kind of stuff to spot Nyx.
And that will bring an end to the 5-man rotation into middle lane. They'll secure themselves some farm on Gabby and James in the jungle. This is all seen. They know that Visage relatively alone, offset from the rest of the team by a good 2,000 range or something. So the catch or the turnaround maybe wouldn't be there. Actually, what's Visage? Yeah, okay. I was wondering there, Visage had a Gloves of Haste, but I didn't see the Hand of Midas, and then had already started buying into the hood. But yeah, it's just the Courier's dead, right? That's why the Courier is dead. The Midas recipe is on it, and that's why the Visage is a little bit sad right now.
Either.
I didn't know either.
How did the Courier die, I wonder?
It's in the middle of a lot of brood webs, so I'm assuming Sparkling's found, but I honestly don't know. I didn't. It happened before.
Somewhere in here.
Scanned, yeah. Happened a while back, actually. Here's a Dire Smoke coming in, though. That's a sick Dream Coil jumping in onto Rasta. Find that one. Starts onto Batrider, but the blink away will secure his safety. As Lumik waiting in the back here with a nice little Vendetta hit and a stun. There's an Omni Slash ready from Juggernaut, but he's not going to throw it into the mix just yet. Familiars come on in with a lasso and a Firefly. James reinitiates. Gabby has no damage though, so killing our Jit is close to impossible. Adam, don't stand in the fire, my dude. That is not the best as he burns through to the Batrider's Firefly. Our Jit being ripped apart though. Familiar's burning through his HP as James runs forward. They've got the Shackle looking onto Puck. Now the
Omni Slash.
Omni Slash jumps on through. He gets one kill and tries to escape, but the physical right clicks from Execration seem to be good enough. The dust still applied to the Broodmother. Needs to be able to get another web down to get away from this, but no, hexed up and found. And taken low, but there's no more reveal. They don't finish the Broodmother off. Very unfortunate.
Out here. Tries a long bomb, the flame break, but can't get it. Now the birds are coming through though, and they see the shrine is up, and they're like, that's suspicious. But is it Roche time yet? Just gonna fly on past. Eye up there, precious. I'm impressed. They're getting it done. For the Radiant they're holding, considering how farmed this Broodmother was, you gotta be relatively happy with what you've done so far, I would think. Probably going a little bit better if he didn't lose his Midas on the Visage, but the Dire are gonna be the ones who take Rush. They actually don't have any detection. How long is this Vendetta? It's a while. Alright, Adam, he places the sentry. No, they go for the stun early. They don't want to risk it.
Broodmother's still alive though. They grab the, now he dies. Alacrity falls. They actually drag back. The Juggernaut, Arjit spins to win, but they find the Mana Burn on the Puck with a nice little bit of a hit there. They turn it around and Serpent Wolves into the pit. Means that, oh god, Arjit's dead. With a Drought Aura, a sticky Napalm, and a few hits in, the Bat destroys him.
This is very impressive stuff. They're going to try and steal the Roche kill with the Firelings. Oh, we could actually try and go into this, but nope. Nice stun coming up from Lumik. Means there's no Aegis Deny, there's no Roche steal. And a lot of money goes to the Nyx Assassin. Radiant are owning! Very impressive stuff. It's hard enough to execute Drow drafts, honestly, but it's even harder up against Broodmother where there's this insane pressure to kill her and deal with her. I wonder if it's time for her to try and focus another lane. Like, should she just be like, have grabbed top by now? Just get a little bit of extra gold into her team? Or is that going to open up too many options for the Radiant?
That really is the struggle, right? Do you want to try and finish tier 2 mid? Because that's usually what we see Brits do, is they go tier 1, tier 2, and they open up the entire like spine of the map. They just, rip it all open and say, right, both sides of the jungle we have access to. We're going to be fine just moving our way through and looking for smoke maneuvers. But I think you might be right. Just the gold influx here to try and get the Juggernaut into his first item, to try and get the Puck into the Yule Scepter. Finish off the BKB on Brood, finish off tier 1 top would be a nice little pick, but in comes the Bat, the full staff, the blink, the dust is here. Flame Break sends him flying a little bit, but Batrider might be in trouble with the Dreamcaller now in the shackles from RR. Telekinesis up, lifted, and dragged, but the Broodmother's still found. James doesn't even die. There's a nice arcane rune here. They could maybe even look to chase for more. Raging Protect. Well, he's already in. He's chasing Adam. A double kill for the Visage as he is unstoppable. These core Visage, honestly. 6-0 and 2. Raging Potato running away with this game.
It feels like they're playing this Broodmother as if they're ahead, but they're not really ahead anymore at this point. You know, like, you try to control up mid to stop this exact same thing from happening. You stop smokes from coming through and stuff, but you're not tanky enough to handle that with this build on the Broodmother. You don't have a chance to right-click.
You don't really have the supports to save you. In daytime especially, you really are lacking. You know, Juggernaut severely feels underfarmed. Lots of little items. Manta Star, I guess he's got a lot of money saved up in the bank for that ultimate orb. Once the Manta comes up, he'll be able to jump away from Gust and all of that, but definitely needs a level 2 Omnislash to feel a part of this game. Broodmother just keeps throwing down webs mid. Looks like it's going to be her home for the foreseeable future. Bottom lane, Execration, Gabby. What does he have actually on Drow Ranger? Dragon Lance, Shadow Blade is like halfway done, over halfway done. This is like a normal Drow now. From zero to hero in like 7 or 8 minutes.
I prefer she went the Hurricane Pike first over the Shadow Blade. And I think Gabby's probably still deciding based off of what happens the next little bit. If they close out these next 2 towers, I don't see why you'd bother getting the Shadow Blade. I think the Dragon Lance and well, the Hurricane Pike's gonna be more important.
Get that maneuverability going.
Yeah.
Run away from the Broodmother or the Juggernaut chasing you down.
And with the high ground being rather difficult, I still think for the Radiant, it kind of comes out of Batrider, right? Like he needs some big pick off or something. So if you can have another Force Staff to help enable him, it's a pretty big deal.
We're looking at Ags on Visage soon as well. Aegis has gone in 1 minute and 43. Well, it's going to have secured them pretty much all of the outer towers. Only the tier 2 top will be left standing. Oopsie. But, you know, you can expect after tier 2 falls bot, they'll just TP up the top, right? Defend their tier 1, gather around this shrine high ground. But Fire Dragoon, they are prepping for this. Adam, Yang, and Death Sama all near the shrine, waiting for the TPs to come in. And this is this kind of mind game where I've thought that A leads to B, and then B leads to C. But Execration, they skip the A to B bit and go straight to C. They go for high ground and say, screw it. You can pressure our tier 1. We're going to go and pressure your high ground. Breaching the ramp with the Familiars. Landing now. They'll get their damage.
Oh, there's the grab.
Lasso. Good telekinesis though. Drags the Batrider back a little bit. The Force Staff comes in and Adam is dead. With no buyback, close to 30 seconds. They still have
that silence!
Still have the
Get the
Aegis.
puck!
They still have the Aegis on the freaking Visage as well. The buyback from the puck comes in. But Execration, they are destroying this tower. The glyph is forced. Fire Dragoon, the Broodmother can't really do anything. Not the best high ground defensive tools in her arsenal. And Arjun just has to clear through this creep wave as quickly as possible. The birds, they return. Tower drops. And Execration, they can go back for shrines.
They're here so early. I mean, this is the worst level when you're Puck. Nothing feels worse than being level 12 because you feel strong and like you can kill people, but you have level 1 phase shift. So he tries to go for that orb play to get out of there, and before he can actually go for the orb, he goes for the phase shift play first, and then he gets gusted because it only lasts like a millisecond basically at that point in the game. Oh, that's so impressive so far right now from Execration.
Really nicely done.
And the pressure on James for that grab is just so immense. I really think this game is just extremely difficult.
And the Broodmother's become a non-factor. BKB, it's coming, but I don't know how much that's going to do. I've seen Broodmothers have really serious, peaks and troughs with the items you get. Broodmother definitely in a very, very deep chasm right now. Able to farm, able to split push, but still very susceptible to getting caught out. And you look at his scouting from the Nyx Assassin. He sees the puck. He sees the Night Stalker. They have Dust, but they play Glasso in. They've got the damage, the nukes, the kill onto Puck. Taken down, turn it into 2. Why the hell not? Buy one, get one free. Or in Southeast Asia, as they say, buy one, free one. Probably one of my favorite phrases of all time.
That's pretty good. Makes sense.
It's so efficient, right?
Just cut out the get one.
It's
obvious at that point.
Buy one, free one. Easy peasy. I love it. Raging Potato, he's mid lane, under no pressure at all. It's very, very tanky on the old Visage. Pipe, Solar Crest, Midas, moving into the Ags, only 600 or so, 550 until the Blade of Alacrity arrives. And this tier 2 up top lane, likely just to be forfeit here as Fire Dragoon, they try and make something happen on the other side of the map. Juggernaut desperately scrambling to find some farm as far away from this Execration team as possible. Do they have a gem? James has a gem. On top of the Yule Scepter. On top of the Blink on Nyx. There are just so many big initiation items that screw over Fire Dragoon, held by Execration, that it feels impossible to make anything happen here. You know, you've got this Visage and Batrider. They're pretty much just, you know, open and exposed mid, but you don't have anything to exploit it just yet. We'll move forward towards the Roshan pits. Big man, another minute until we find out when he returns.
Man, look at that net worth graph.
Oh, hello, Broodmother. Seen, spotted, caught, and dead. Immediately blown up. The puck is gone as well. I mean, what do you even do against this at this point? Arjit, Adam sprinting away, trying to make some distance between them, but with the Yule Scepter there, the Blinks forward, they'll catch the Night Stalker, stuns in, not even required from the Visage Familiars, holding them for the damage. It's Raging Potato. Well, this is very similar to what we saw from Excalibur earlier today. Beyond godlike, unkillable, 10, 0, and 3. Manhandling Fire Dragoon in game number 2.
Damn, dude. He's owning this Batrider. He's the one who's Cartman, James, what do you want to call him? He's the player. He's the one kind of doing everything, honestly. I feel like this whole game just comes down to this bat play. And he had to go into a really shitty lane against a Broodmother. He didn't really have any impact on the lane in terms of, like, it's not a Broodmother counter. He didn't farm Spider Links. He didn't really get any gold benefit from that at all. He just had to, like, make a rotation, which went very well up top to kill the puck. And then he just kind of kept his tower alive, I guess, for a decent amount of time. But it's been his grabs. The high ground grab was huge. He's killed the Broodmother, what, 4 times now or something? Every single time it's him. And that last one, while she's a BKB, so you have to be instantaneous, like no chance for her to get off the BKB, or she lives there 100%.
Well,
but they're here high ground again. They're smoked up, and oh hey, it's James.
Easy pick. Gives the kill to Raging Potato, just drags the target into the waiting arms of the Visage. And they're going to lose potentially 2 lanes of racks here.
Yeah, they still have the snakes ready to go.
That's the way it looks right now. Serpent Wolf down, tier 3. Very, very quickly falling. Fire Dragoon trying to get into battle here, but they're going to lose Adam immediately, taken out. Alacrity pops his BKB and runs forward, but this is not how the fight's meant to begin. It's a good Dream Coil, a good couple of chains of spells, but the Omni Slash back onto the Familiars. Re-summoned up, and they've got the stuns to go again with the damage in onto Arjit and Alacrity. They buy back, but it's over. GG is called by Adam. He taps out. We're going to go to game number 3 between these 2 teams. This one, though, even after a kind of wonky laning stage where the Drow Ranger seemed like she wasn't going to get up and running and that momentum would never be picked up, the back, the Visage, they brought it all together, and Fire Dragoon just had no answer.
Yeah, they thought they had the trump